Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Cursed Carnival Carousel of Sandown. Holly Arnold had lived in Sandown her entire life, a tranquil existence on the picturesque Isle of Wight. The small coastal town, known for its serene beaches and quaint shops, was a close-knit community where everyone knew each other. But the arrival of the carnival changed everything. The carnival had rolled into town on an unusually foggy evening. Its bright, garish lights pierced the mist, creating an eerie contrast with the otherwise quiet night. The townsfolk, drawn by the allure of something new and exciting, flocked to the carnival grounds the next day. Amidst the usual attractions, the Ferris wheel, the fun house, and the game booth stood the centerpiece, a magnificent, antique carousel. The carousel was unlike any Holly had ever seen. It was an intricate marvel of engineering, with hand-carved wooden horses, each painted in vibrant colors that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. There was an almost hypnotic beauty to it. And then there was the legend. It was said that the carousel could grant wishes to those who rode it. The promise of dreams coming true was too enticing to resist. Holly, ever the skeptic, watched as her friends and neighbors eagerly lined up for a ride. She noticed the elderly Mrs. Green, who had been plagued by arthritis for years, hobble towards the carousel. She watched young Tommy Jenkins, who had always dreamed of being a soccer star, clutch a ball as he stepped onto one of the horses. Even Mr. Thompson, the town's grumpy postman, joined the queue with a gleam of hope in his eyes. As the carousel began to spin, Holly felt an inexplicable chill run down her spine. The music, initially cheerful, took on a haunting quality. The air seemed to grow colder, and the colors of the carousel appeared to bleed into one another, creating a surreal, dreamlike atmosphere. Holly couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. The first sign of trouble came when Mrs. Green stepped off the carousel. Her arthritis had vanished, and she moved with the grace and agility of a woman half her age. The townspeople cheered, but Holly noticed the look of terror in Mrs. Green's eyes. Before Holly could reach her, Mrs. Green collapsed, convulsing on the ground. By the time the paramedics arrived, she was dead, her face twisted in an expression of unimaginable horror. Similar fates befell others who had ridden the carousel. Tommy Jenkins, initially ecstatic after being scouted by a premier soccer team, was found the next day in a catatonic state, his eyes wide open and unseeing. Mr. Thompson, whose wish to find true love seemed to come true when he met a charming woman at the carnival, was discovered lifeless in his bed, his face frozen in a rictus of fear. Panic spread through Sandown as the true nature of the carousel's curse became apparent. Each wish granted came with a horrific price, twisting the fulfillment of dreams into nightmarish consequences. Holly, determined to uncover the truth and save her town, delved into the history of the carousel. She discovered that the carousel had been built in the late 1800s by a man named Ezekiel Grimshaw, a renowned craftsman with a dark reputation. Grimshaw was rumored to have dabbled in the occult, and his carousel was said to be his masterpiece, a vessel for dark magic designed to ensnare souls. Over the decades, the carousel had appeared in different towns, leaving a trail of tragedy and death in its wake. Holly knew she had to act fast. She rallied a small group of friends who had not yet ridden the cursed carousel. Together, they devised a plan to destroy it. As they approached the carnival grounds under the cover of night, the fog thickened, and the temperature dropped. The carousel loomed before them, its garish lights flickering ominously. Armed with sledgehammers and gasoline, they set to work. The wooden horses seemed to come alive, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. The carousel's music grew louder, a cacophony of discordant notes that made their ears bleed. But Holly and her friends pressed on, smashing and burning everything in their path. As the carousel began to collapse, Holly felt a surge of hope. But then the ground beneath them trembled, and a monstrous figure emerged from the ruins. It was Ezekiel Grimshaw, his eyes burning with unholy fire. He raised his hands, and the wreckage of the carousel began to reassemble itself piece by piece. Desperation set in as Holly realized they were running out of time. With a final, determined effort, she grabbed a fallen beam and drove it through Grimshaw's chest. The air was filled with the deafening screams. Grimshaw's form disintegrated into ash, and the carousel exploded in a blaze of dark energy. The town of Sandown was saved, but at a great cost. Many lives had been lost, and the scars of the cursed carousel would linger for years to come. Holly, though hailed as a hero, could never forget the horrors she had witnessed. The carnival was gone, but its shadow remained. And so, the legend of the cursed carnival carousel of Sandown became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the perils of wishful thinking and the dark allure of forbidden magic. The townspeople, forever changed, rebuilt their lives with a newfound appreciation for the simple, untainted joys of their tranquil coastal home. But on foggy nights, when the air grows cold and the wind carries a haunting melody, some say they can still hear the distant echo of the carousel's music, a chilling reminder that some curses are never truly broken. Years passed, and the memories of the cursed carousel began to fade, as memories often do. Holly Arnold, though forever marked by her harrowing experience, found solace in the ordinary rhythms of life in Sandown. She became a teacher at the local school, dedicating herself to the children of the town, hoping to instill in them a sense of caution and reverence for the unknown. One evening, as Holly was grading papers in her cozy cottage, she heard a knock at the door. Opening it, she was surprised to see a young girl standing there, her eyes wide with fear. Holly recognized her as Emily, one of her students. "Miss Arnold," Emily whispered, her voice trembling. "I saw it." "Saw what, Emily?" Holly asked gently, ushering the girl inside. "The carousel. It's back." Holly felt the chill run down her spine. "Where did you see it?" Emily hesitated, glancing nervously around the room. "In my dreams. It was calling to me, telling me to come and ride." Holly's heart sank. She knew that the curse wasn't entirely vanquished. It had merely been dormant, waiting for a chance to reemerge. The carousel's dark magic was rooted deeply in the town, and it was seeking new victims. Determined to protect Emily and the other children, Holly decided to confront the curse once more. She gathered her friends who had helped her destroy the carousel years ago: Mark, a burly fisherman; Lucy, the town librarian with a keen interest in the occult; and Ben, a tech-savvy teenager who had grown into a resourceful young man. Together, they formed a plan to uncover the source of the carousel's power and destroy it for good. Lucy had spent years researching Ezekiel Grimshaw, and she believed that his spirit was tethered to an ancient relic hidden somewhere in Sandown. They needed to find and destroy this relic to break the curse permanently. Their search led them to an old, abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. It had once belonged to Grimshaw and was rumored to be haunted. The townsfolk avoided it, fearing the malevolent presence that lurked within its decaying walls. As they entered the mansion, the air grew heavy with the scent of decay and mold. The floorboards creaked under their weight, and the faint echo of the carousel's haunting melody seemed to emanate from the shadows. They split up, each searching different parts of the mansion for any clue that might lead them to the relic. Holly and Ben ventured into the basement, where they found a hidden chamber filled with strange artifacts and occult symbols. In the center of the room was a pedestal, and upon it rested a blackened, ornate box. Holly felt a sense of dread as she approached it. "This must be it," Holly whispered, reaching out to touch the box. As her fingers brushed against it, the room seemed to come alive with a dark energy. The walls trembled, and the symbols on the floor glowed with an eerie light. Suddenly, the figure of Ezekiel Grimshaw materialized before them, his eyes burning with malice. "You dare to defy me?" he snarled. "This town belongs to me, and so do your souls." Holly stood her ground, gripping the box tightly. "You won't harm anyone else, Grimshaw. This ends now." With a surge of determination, she smashed the box against the pedestal. The relic inside shattered, releasing a wave of dark energy that knocked them to the ground. Grimshaw's figure screamed and dissolved into nothingness, his curse finally broken. As the energy dissipated, the mansion began to crumble around them. Holly and Ben scrambled to their feet and raced up the stairs, narrowly escaping as the structure collapsed behind them. Outside, they reunited with Mark and Lucy, who had also sensed the curse lifting. The night was calm, and the oppressive weight that had hung over Sandown for so long was gone. The town slowly recovered from the ordeal, and life returned to normal. The legend of the cursed carnival carousel faded into the realm of myths and ghost stories, a tale to be told around campfires to thrill and scare. But Holly knew that true evil never disappears entirely. She remained vigilant, always watching for signs that the darkness might return. For now, though, Sandown was safe, and its people could live their lives in peace, free from the shadow of the cursed Carousel. And on those rare foggy nights, when the wind blew just right and the air seemed to hum with a forgotten melody, Holly would sit by her window, listening. Not with fear, but with a quiet resolve, ready to protect her town from whatever dark forces might arise. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.